Hello and welcome back to episode 5 of the Newmarket Road podcast. I'm your host, Callum Tofts, joined by fellow co-host Scott McGeorge and two Sheffield Wednesday fans, Lloyd and Mitchell guests. Thank you guys both for joining me this evening, as always. So, we're going to start with you, mate.
Yeah.
Cambridge United versus Sheffield on Saturday. What do you think thoughts going into the game? Do you reckon any predictions early on, or how are you going to see it going?
Obviously, I hope for Wednesday win. You got to, as a Wednesday night. It'll be a tough game, but I reckon we've got it in bag. Going, obviously, when we played Lincoln, obviously I went to it. I left, as horrible as it sounds, I left before the third goal went in because I was just too ashamed. But I reckon, Saturday we've got it in bag, definitely.
I hope that's not the case for me in Scott's point of view. But Mitchell, what are your thoughts going into Saturday? And are you quite confident, or do you reckon you're going to upset?
I wouldn't say I'm not 100% confident, but I'm confident. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Mitchell? What are your thoughts going into it?
I reckon we can get the win. We need to get ahead back in the game, knowing that Sunderland won last night. And knowing that we're not in the playoffs no more, we really need this win. And the team just got to perform a lot better than what they did on Saturday against Lincoln. But I do think we'll win. I do think we'll get 3 points on Saturday.
Scott, are you going to change it away from that they're winning, or are you still going to think Sheffield going to get the win?
No, look, it's a massive game for us. Like Sheffield Wednesday, a big club, massive club in this division. Probably, arguably, shouldn't with the size of the stature of the club, the budget, the players at their disposal, like Bannon, Gregory, list goes on. Windass have got a quality side. Patterson. Players that we could sort of only dream of having on our side. But having said that, not down in our squad, done phenomenally well and defied the odds and played in big stadiums. Obviously, the Newcastle one back in January, lads weren't overawed there. We just sort of fell off it a little bit in the last few weeks, disappointing result against Wickham. And I think Oxford, we were a little bit unfortunate. And that looked a worse result than what it was. But yeah, we've almost got the full quota of players back now after having a bad run with injuries. And I think the boys will be up for it, knowing it's Sheffield Wednesday away in front of 20-odd thousand. They're obviously chasing a playoff spot. If you can't get up for Sheffield Wednesday away, what game can you get up for? So I'm backing the players. I think we need to start well and keep the crowd quiet. I wouldn't like to see us go a goal or two down and chasing the game. So starting the game is important and grow into it. And then I'd fancy us maybe getting something, but under no illusions that it's going to be a tough afternoon. So we're going to have to be right at it.
Yeah, I think personally for me, I think we're going to have to start well. Kind of had a few games this year where we're chasing games really early on and it's knocked us back. But I think we showed against Oxford, okay, we lost 4-2, but we can score against the big teams again. Now with, Joey coming back, Tracy should be hopefully fully fit for Saturday as well. So it's definitely getting the team back to fully fit again, which is a real big thing. And I think we've missed them players up top a lot more. Okay, Smith and Nibs are scoring well at the moment, but you can't not have the presence of a really good pacey striker like Charlotte Tracy on the wing or up front, or Joe Ironside, the presence and the goal threat he delivers. But go back to you guys are Sheffield fans. How do you make the season overall? Do you kind of think it's done what you've predicted where you want to be, or do you reckon you've been quite fortunate where you are, or do you reckon you should be higher in the table? What you think of the season so far?
Me, I personally, I was hoping for a better season. But we've had players out like yourselves, and we've rushed them back. When they've come back, we've rushed them back, and it's not done us any favours. I mean, like Saturday, Gregory come back. He must have played 15 minutes, and you can't expect someone to do something in 15 minutes. So, I mean, I'd have liked to have been fourth, if anything. But, I mean, you've got to take your hats off to Rotherham and Wigan.
What about you, Mitch? Are you kind of, in the same as Cody, you kind of expect to be around this position or higher, or you expecting, what's your idea of the season as a whole?
At the start of the season, I predicted us to get automatics. Obviously, that's not going to how I thought we would have. And like it's just been mentioned, we've had key players out injured, the likes of Gregory out. Luongo was out. I know he was out due to suspension as well. I offer lots of our team's been out for the majority of the season. If they would have stayed fit the entire season, maybe a different story. But that's not it. We're just going to look forward to hopefully getting all 3 points on Saturday, and then go from there for the remainder of the season. Hopefully, claim our playoff spot, and then book a place at Wembley in the final.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be, really interesting to see how you guys get on for the rest of the season. And Scott, we're sat really well in mid-table at the moment, not really kind of expected. We've said it so many times, the achievement we've had this year, and really everyone predicted us to be bottom of the pile, near the bottom, or relegation. It seems to me, hopefully relegation's out the question now. What would you expect us for the rest of the season to do? Do you expect any place higher, or maybe a late push? Who knows? But what are your overall thoughts at the moment?
Yeah, like you say, I mean, we're as good as safe now. I think it would be something absolutely catastrophic for us to go anywhere near the relegation spots now. It's just, commendable season. We just don't want it to peter out now and finish as high as we can. We've done so well up until now. We don't want to let it sort of slide. As I say, a couple of ropey results recently. It was a bit of a dull affair against Shrewsbury. Hard-earned point. They were a really tough side to play against. But, just finish up, respectable. I think it's something like 11th or 12th would be a great season if we could, finish in and around there. You're looking at upwards of playoffs, obviously too far away, and that would be a bit of a pipe dream. But I think just sustaining League One football this season, staying in the division, getting a foothold, having a look at it. Obviously it comes with bigger gates, bigger attendances, bigger, bringing in more money. So, we can look to build on that next season. But, I think everyone wants to keep the momentum going. We have had the good news with the stadium. After years of turmoil, that's going to be back in our hands, which is tremendous. We've got one of the brightest, best managers, certainly in League One, League Two. And so we've just got to keep hold of our assets and just build, really. Hopefully jazz the stadium up a little bit when these big teams come down and visit us. Still make it horrible for them, but just onwards and upwards, really, for Cambridge United, and try and finish the season on a high with some mouth-watering games still to play. Yeah,
I think, you look at the season as a whole, we've had some really good games. I think Saturday's going to be on one of the best up there, especially for, I don't think Cambridge has played Sheffield for ages, so it's going to be such a big game and such a good atmosphere. I know both teams are going to be up for this. I'm pretty sure both sets of fans are going to be as well. So it's going to be a really good atmosphere and day for both sets of teams, and, whoever comes out on top deserves it, in my opinion. But I think, both teams, and Cambridge and Sheffield, are doing so well this season, to be around where we didn't expect to be this high, which is brilliant. So both teams are in not too bad form, so it's going to be a really interesting game. But kind of going back into League One and a bit for you guys, there's a question to all of you. What do you make of the Papa John's Trophy? Saw Sutton beat Wigan last time, penalties, and we've got Rotherham, Hartlepool at the moment. But a lot of fans don't like.
I'm just going to say it's 1-0 Hartlepool.
Or even that's a bit. Just gone in, I'm guessing, because I just checked it. But
yeah,
what do you make of Papa John's Trophy is, because I know a lot of fans and some players don't enjoy the Papa John's Trophy and like the games and everything. But all three of you, what do you make of it all?
I mean, I like it because it gets us to obviously get out. Like with Wednesday, obviously, we tend to put more younger players out than obviously our actual first team. So, I mean, I like going to them. Like I said, get to watch young upcoming stars doing, hopefully get all the way. But obviously, like with Wednesday, we got knocked out. But didn't really bother me because then obviously I had first team football back again. So, but yeah, I mean, I like going to watch it. It's just football's football.
What about you? What do you kind of make of, you know, the whole situation? Do you agree with? Because personally, I enjoy watching the youngsters play, and it gives them a chance because we normally play our young team in the Papa John's as well, so it gives them a chance to, you know, grow and get some team experience. I mean, there's still some money in it, and we got to the quarterfinals this year, which is good for us. So, what do you both make of the whole situation? Do you reckon it should be scrapped? Because a lot of fans have been saying the EFL Trophy should be, because the Carabao Cup should be scrapped as well, and it's just a shame that, you know, these fans and managers are saying it should be scrapped. That this is the lower leagues team's chance to, you know, make a name for themselves.
Who's that to, Callum? Mitchell?
Yes, no open questions really to either. Really.
You know, like from our point of view, we had a really good run in it. It added to the heavy schedule that we've had. But I think if you spoke to Mark Bonner, you know, there's no complaints from him. He got minutes into, I mean, he took it seriously, but he got minutes into the likes of Bennett, Kai Yearn, some promising young players that we've got, Mackenzie Lyle. I think Nibs scored a few goals in it and got his confidence up, and that led to a good run in the league for him. So I think overall it was a positive. It's always going to split fans. It's always going to have low attendances, but as Curly said, it is what it is. It's a platform for them. You know, it's some, you know, arguably you can only do so much on the training pitch. It's another game, and players love playing games. So, so it is what it is. And as the further you get on in the competition, you can sort of see and smell Wembley. So, you know, a lot of people sure will tune into the final. And even for, like, I talked to a friend of mine earlier he's from down in London, used to play non-league football and played at Sutton many times, and he's chuffed for them that they're, you know, be on the big stage. So, you know, so it is what it is, and, you know, take the competition for what it is, really.
Yeah, I think, you know, it gives the youngsters a chance. It's really good to see, in my opinion. Mitch, what kind of, you know, your favourite moments of this year as a Sheffield fan? You know, you've got some really good moments, and what's been your worst moments kind of as a season so far?
Is that to me?
Yeah.
Worst moment, I'd probably say the that bad run of form we went on. Probably about the injuries as well. I think I was reading the other day, we've had the most injuries this season alone than any other club. I can't remember what I've read though, but I'm pretty sure it said that we've got had the most injuries this season. The best parts, I'd say probably when it's like we get onto a good run of form, and then like teams like Lincoln, where we've just come off in a good run of form, I think winning some like 8 games in 10. Then Lincoln just beat us on Saturday. Hopefully we can get back on a good run of form. If we can win, like, say, there's something like 12 games left, 13 games left of the season. If we can get, say, 5 wins in a row, or go on a good unbeaten run for the next 5 or 6 games, I reckon we'll have a strong end to the season.
Surely your best moment was getting the equaliser at the Abbey Stadium, wasn't it?
Nah, I'd say the best was probably when at the start of the season, when we started the season well. I know, obviously, start of the season, our good run of form at start ended through Morecambe, which, as a Wednesday fan, I wouldn't want us to lose to like a team like Morecambe. But fair play to them. They got the goal. In my opinion, and a few other Wednesday fans would agree with me, we should have walked away with all 3 points that day. But we just couldn't take our chances, and that's the problem with us. If we have like Gregory, our top goal scorer, if we have like him out injured, or the Josh Windass when he came back, and I can't remember what game he was. He scored after coming on pitch, I think it was. But if we have key strikers out injured, we struggle scoring goals, struggle putting away our chances, which I think in the summer, that's what we need to strengthen our attack and starting to put goals in and the ball in back of the net.
I've got a question for you boys also. Whilst you're on, Darren Moore, I know there's a bit of a divided opinion between Wednesday fans. Certainly when we played earlier on in the season, there seemed to be more Sheffield Wednesday fans that were probably against him a little bit and thought he wasn't doing the job that he was going to be doing, or doing as well as he should be doing. You're obviously coming in, to your results and performances have been good recently, and you look like the side that are rattling into the promotions places with momentum. What's the overall feeling between the Wednesday fans with the manager at the moment?
I mean, like you say, there's loads of divided. I mean, personally, with me, I wouldn't have asked anything better of him. Like, he's been rushing players back, but that shouldn't be the problem. It's the fact is, like, we should, like Mitchell said, we should be putting the ball in the back of the net, no matter what. So, I mean, like, Darren Moore, I couldn't ask any better of him. I mean, he's a quality manager. He was at Doncaster, come to us. Yeah, we had people umming and ahhing, but like I say, I wouldn't want anyone else.
What do you reckon, Mitchell?
I'll admit, I'm probably one of them. God knows how many Wednesday fans who wanted more out part of the way through the season. But I've seen after recent results that's gone our way, like I believe we've done double over Wigan this season. We've got quite a few results. Some that's not gone our way. The Rotherham result a few weeks ago. Lincoln result on Saturday was just poor then. But like I said, it's not Darren Moore's fault, and Darren Moore parts to blame for his tactics on the day, but it's not his fault about how the players perform. Like, he can't take all the blame. Like, the Wednesday fans has to blame the Wednesday players as well. But again, we've just got to put that ball in back of the net. Like it's been mentioned as well, I wouldn't want anyone else than Darren Moore to be our manager, because he did a good job at Doncaster, obviously, until then it came to us and Doncaster fell apart. And then he also did a great job at West Brom, not getting sacked in a difficult circumstance, which I think was bullshit, how he got sacked because they went in top 2 by Christmas. But it's a quality manager, and I think with him as our boss, I think we could get back up to Championship this season.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I personally like him from an outside point of view, and he's getting it right at the right time. I mean, I had a pre-season bet. It was a treble, actually. I had QPR, Sheffield Wednesday for promotion, and Bradford are letting me down tragically. So, but I'm in with a shout with QPR, and Sheffield Wednesday, as I said, are the momentum team, and you look like you've got a clutch of games that are winnable coming up. Just one more question. I don't want to sort of butt in with Callum. He's done a great job hosting. What are you expecting from Cambridge United Saturday then, like as an opponent? And is there a player that we should be looking out for on the Wednesday side who's a danger man?
It's going to be a tough game, very, very tough game, and I know it is because obviously when I went to away game, it was tough. And I mean, like I'd said, there's a few players to watch out for from obviously Sheffield Wednesday. There's obviously Patterson. He's good at holding the ball up in the air. Bannon, obviously, people know about Bannon. Bannon's Bannon. Obviously, George Byers, Marvin Johnson on the wing.
Yeah.
I mean, the list can go on.
Yeah.
The list can go on as long as you want. Like, but yeah, the main factors are obviously you need to watch for Bannon, Callum Patterson, Byers, and Marvin Johnson. Obviously, yeah, Bailey Peacock Farrell, he's the decent keeper, but I mean, I personally like him because I'm best friends with his dad. But I mean, it's just like when we played Crewe, saved the penalty, everyone was high hopes. And then we went to Lincoln. And it's just like, why was he even in the net? Like, it's one of them. It's football's football. You can sit there and slate players off. End of the day, they're still getting paid. They're still on the pitch. We're in the stands. So, I mean, yeah.
What about you, Mitchell? What do you think, looking at how do you think of Cambridge have done? What are you expecting from us on Saturday? And, like any kind of players as well?
At the start of the season, I believe I said Cambridge would be one of the 4 teams to get relegated. I'll hold my hands up now. They've survived the season. They really have. And I think, looking back at it now, I believe Cambridge could finish around mid-table, which would be a real achievement for Cambridge this season. Obviously, coming up from League Two last this season coming up. But like Cambridge showed us earlier in the season, they're no pushovers. I did say, I think I said would beat your something like 2 or 3-0 early in the season, but then you proved me wrong. I think it will be a real tough game on Saturday. But like I said at the start, I think we'll win. It'll be tight. One player who I think you should look out for as well is Jordan Storey. Since he's come to us in January, it's been a real key figure in that defence of ours. First 4 games, obviously, we've kept 4 clean sheets in his first 4 games at us. He's just a quality defender, and he's one of the defenders that we've been looking for whilst Ioff has been out injured, Duncan has been out injured. Marvin Johnson on the wing. When he got placed centre back at part of the season, I was not sure, and I was saying how I don't prefer him, but seeing him down running that down the wings, he's a decent player, and of course, obviously, Barry Bannon. He's just a cheat code for League One. He's too good for League One.
Yeah, I kind of think we have the same with Wes Houlihan. Them two kind of. I think they deserve to be higher, and I think all 4 of us can agree. Them two play. We're lucky to have them kind of carrier players in our team. But you guys have mentioned quite a few times that you can't put the ball in the back of the net. Do you reckon that's due to the personnel, or is it the service? I haven't seen much of you guys this year.
I mean, it's.
But what do you make of? Do you think you need a goal scorer back in the team, and if so, who? Or is it the service? You can't get service.
We definitely need a goal scorer back in the squad. Either Gregory, Windass. But yeah, it's mainly on the service. The ball's getting put across into the box. They are really sloppy, and it's like it's you have to be there to witness it. Like, obviously, we go in, week out, week in, week out. We see it week in, week out. And obviously now hopefully Gregory's back and doesn't get injured again. And then hopefully we can get Windass back and obviously both have them both up front. But yeah, it's just mainly the ball's getting put into the box. I mean, even when we're on the edge of the box, it seems in a way we're too scared to shoot. But in a way, it's like they're looking at it as they've got too many people behind the ball. Is it even going to go in? So is there any point? But I mean, it seems like they're just trying to walk it into the net most of the time. So it's really hard to say. But yeah, hopefully Gregory's back. Hopefully get Windass back. And like Mitchell said, hopefully Iorfa will be back. So we've got that. And then hopefully, obviously, Harley Dean comes back. Obviously, one of our new players. So
yeah, hopefully you guys get your goal scoring back after Saturday. We don't want it this Saturday, but
well, yeah.
Scott, hopefully, talking about our strikers, Joe Ironside, played full 90 on Saturday, back from injury. Kind of a bit of a shock he was back, in my opinion, for the Wycombe game. It was really out of the blue, him on the bench and came back on and got the full 90 on Saturday. Do you reckon how big of a player is he back for us for Saturday?
Yeah, he's our talisman, really. He's really stepped up to the plate. Lost Mullin, who's scored a ton of goals for us last season, and Joe's just been, he's been brilliant again. Much like Patterson for Wednesday, holds the ball up brilliantly, occupies defenders, can score any type of goal. He looked sharp when he come on at Wycombe. As you said, it was a little bit of a surprise to see him come in. It was a tough game against Shrewsbury, difficult conditions, weren't many chances really for either side. But I think Saturday will be a different game. I think it'll be a bit more of an open game at Wednesday. They'll be coming at us, and hopefully it leaves gaps up the other end of the pitch that the likes of Tracy with his pace and Big Joe up there, he can get on the end of something and cause some scenes in the away end there, like he did at Newcastle back in January. But yeah, he's a great player for us. Smith done a good job, to be fair, in his absence. Sure, Smith will be playing a part on Saturday. Also, Sam Smith, he scored about 17 goals this season, so we mustn't forget him. It is something we do. I mean, Oxford, we could have quite easily scored 3 or 4 ourselves that day. So we can play, we can score goals. As I said, it's about staying in the game Saturday, keeping it tight early on and growing into the game and making Wednesday worry about us as much as we'll be worried about them, So it should make for a decent game. Hopefully it's not windy like it normally is at the Abbey. I'm really looking forward to going to Hillsborough. I didn't manage to get there years ago when we played. Hopefully it should be a good atmosphere. The Wednesday fans will bring their voices, and Cambridge always do away, So I can't wait for Saturday now. So prospect of a decent atmosphere in a nostalgic ground, and I'm buzzing for it, to be fair.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. New ground for me to go to, atmosphere is going to be good. As it was going to be brilliant if we get the win, but I think we are the underdogs like every game this season, pretty much going into it. So we're not really expecting to go there to win. We're looking just to stay in the game. Hopefully, you never know, but it's always a positive if we get the result. But I think you guys are definitely favourites for Saturday. But right, Mitchell, what is your firstly score prediction and goal scorers for Saturday?
I said earlier it'll be a close game, but my score prediction is not going to feel like it's going to be close. I'm going to say it'll finish 2-0 us. Although Cambridge could easily cause us problems, especially from set pieces. We've conceded, I think, 18 or 19 from set pieces season, which is, I believe, is the worst in the league. I reckon George Byers to be on the score sheet, maybe Bannon or Johnson as well. But like I just said, we need to watch out for them set pieces.
Curly, what about you? What's your prediction and goal scorers for Saturday?
Like I say, it's going to be a tough game. But I reckon Wednesday will pull through 3-0. Bannon, Patterson, and Gregory. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, it's football. You can't predict it.
I'm hoping you're kind of a bit more leaning to us this than the other two, which is respectful. But what you thinking for goal scorers and score prediction for Saturday?
Yeah, it's just it is a bit frightening really when they start listing their players and you think, oh yeah, they've got him, like say Bannon. Ridiculous, really. Like, yeah, tough game, but we like that label with underdogs, and we like proving people wrong and upsetting people. So I'll go for 2-1 United. Go, 2-1 Cambridge United. I'll go for Georgie Williams' header, like he scored against Wednesday earlier in the season. He's definitely due a goal, and I thought he should have scored at Oxford, actually. He gets forward well. So I'm going to go for a Georgie Williams goal and Big Joe Ironside to score the winner and, send us into some sort of Larry celebrations. That's the script anyway.
I think that's already been predicted because I'm going to go for 2-1 United win as well.
Hoping the Wednesday boys bring their voices and going to be a hot atmosphere because that's what you want when you come into.
I'm going to say it's very rare. I mean, it's good. It is good atmosphere.
Yeah,
but you'll get the singing, but it stops. And then, like, say, 15 minutes later, they'll start again. It's weird. It is very weird. It is a very tense atmosphere at Hillsborough. Very tense.
So can it go against the players sometimes when it's not going for you?
Yeah, when it does go against, like, in a way, it seems like we're the 12th man. If we're not there, they're not there. Yeah. So that's why it's going to be a tough game because it depends whether fans turn up in a way but it shouldn't be like that. The players should be performing whether we're not there or not. So, but yeah, be a good one.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm going to go for a 2-1 United win. I think Bannon's going to score early for you guys. I can see him being in danger for us all game, and I think the goal's going to happen in the first half, and then second half, I'm going to throw myself out there. Lancaster's going to score. I think he played really well against Plymouth the other week, and I think he can definitely cause some problems. I think I'm going to say Ironside 90th minute header from corner, and if there is brilliant, but it's going to kind of. I know you guys said you scroll from set pieces. We're quite good at set pieces ourselves, so I can see us definitely causing you problems from set pieces. But it's going to be interesting whatever happens. I want to thank you all three of us for joining tonight, and good luck Saturday, guys, and make Cambridge win.
We're all Wednesday, aren't we?
Nice chatting with you, lads, and
looking
forward to coming up to Sheffield on Saturday. Yeah, should be decent.
Be good whatever happens.